In this lecture, we're going to be looking at class deconstructors. Let's dive right into it. And I'm going to write some quick code so we can jump right into the deconstructor. And I'll actually use a smaller font as well, just for this one. I'll declare our variables, of course, our class object attributes, like usual. And I'll try to make this as fast as possible. So I'll do that, and let's declare our class. Well, we have to declare our class first. Sorry about that, guys. Class person, open and closing curly braces. Let me give this some space. I'll tab over, and I'll just put attributes. Okay, I'll just use 2 for right now. And for this, I'll put class constructor, or I'll put class object constructor. So I'll use our function keyword underscore underscore construct, followed by parentheses on our open and close parentheses, or open and closed curly braces. And we want to initialize some default values. So I'll use our this keyword followed by the arrow to access our attributes. First name, and we'll call it James. And I'll do the same thing with our last name as well. Copy and paste. Last name, James Morris. Okay. And we can use our echo keyword to display our information or our attributes. So I'll do that. Use another echo to give it some space. Echo, and then I'll do last name. And again, we're going to actually see our deconstructor in action. So the whole purpose of using a deconstructor is we can actually write more code. We can actually do a lot more things right before the class is destroyed. That's the whole point of the deconstructor. It's the opposite of constructor. We can write some code before everything of the class is destroyed. So we're going to do that for right now. And what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste this, and I'll just call it destruct. So it's the same syntax, underscore underscore, but with the keyword destruct as well. So before the class and everything that's related to it is destroyed, we're going to print some information. We're going to put class object or class objects are now being destroyed. Okay, and I'll put a few breaks in that. So right before the class objects are destroyed, we're going to get a parent, or we're going to get some information displayed to us with our echo keyword. So again, let's actually create some objects. Person 01, new person. And let me see here. So let's give it our, I'll actually use some data, some user data when creating the new object. First name and last name instead of our assigned default values. So we want the user to enter in their own first name and last name when we create these objects. Okay, so what we're going to do down here, again, I'll just put James for the last name. What did we use? Morris. I'll just copy this, paste that there, change that to 2, and I'll just put Clark and I'll put Clark Harrison. So now what should happen here is that once these objects are used, and when they're no longer used anymore, the class is going to automatically call the destruct special function, and right before all of the class object resources as far as attributes and whatnot, we're going to get this message printed to us before the class object things are being destroyed. It just say class objects are now being destroyed. So if we go to our browser, we should see that message. As we can see, we printed out the names, James Morris, Clark Harris, and again, it printed out class objects are now being destroyed. Class objects are now being destroyed. The reason why it printed twice, because for each object that was created, each new object that was created, the deconstructor function is called. So again, for each new object created, the deconstructor is going to call itself for each of those new instances or objects that were created. So again, guys, that's how we pretty much we can use more code. We can do things right before the class objects are destroyed.